Happy New Year to everyone. Let's talk about what I got up to in December. G'day to all you lovely people and welcome back to my channel. I really do wish everyone the very best in 2022. I hope it is a much better year for everyone. Okay, so today we are here to talk about what I got up to in December. One beautiful thing about December was the weather has finally improved. It actually feels like summer now. It's even been quite hot actually, and we're going to have a few more hot days. All the pots that I had put together in spring are now just blooming like crazy. It just looks gorgeous. And I'm going to have to film everything before they start looking really tired, which they will soon. So the weather at least has been wonderful for the plants, inside and out too. My indoor plants are just loving this time of year. They grow really well, and yet they're not overheating because my house is quite cool. Luckily for me, right? So what did I get up to in December? Alright, I went to the Botanic Gardens, which was beautiful. We picked the right day. It wasn't hot, wasn't cold, but it was lovely and sunny, and it was just gorgeous. Everything was looking really fresh and happy and enjoying the pleasant weather. I did take a few photos. I have shown them on Instagram, but I'll also put them up on the screen for you guys so you can see. There were just so many beautiful things to see. Things actually that I didn't see last time because we went later on in the season. I think it was towards the end of summer or sometime in February when things are starting to die back a little. I saw jacaranda trees in full bloom. They just look spectacular. They're very popular in Australia. I even went into the greenhouse again, though it is extremely hot and humid in there, because I noticed when I took my footage last time that I had missed a couple of things because they were hidden behind other plants. I saw some gorgeous anthuriums and really lovely philodendron gloriosum in there. It is though a small greenhouse. It isn't very large. I don't know if we have large greenhouses in Melbourne where you can go and visit unless they're private collections and such. Doesn't matter. I really enjoyed seeing everything and just spending as much time as I could outside and just soaking up the sun. It was a lovely day for it. What else did I get up to? Actually, I think I didn't do a lot in December because I was just lazing around, really enjoying sitting out on my deck, watching my plants, just soaking in the sun and hearing the birds in the background. I live close to a creek, so I find that there are a lot of birds around this area. You can sometimes see flocks of cockatoos or galahs. It's great, but they can be really noisy sometimes. I don't mind though. As far as I'm concerned, that's all part of nature, right? Honestly, I don't know where my days go. They just seem to vanish into thin air. I think that happens when you get older. It seems that the days just go faster and faster. I've been walking my dog, which is wonderful, but she suffers from arthritis. She's nearly 12 now, so I have to keep an eye on her, and she certainly can't walk as far as she used to. I saw my brother again. He came by for dinner, and of course I spent Christmas with my family. My brother has two little kids. One is 4 and the other is 8. Hi Karis and Lucian. And I just love spending time with them on Christmas. Even though I don't celebrate it, they just love it so much that it kind of inspires you and puts you in this great mood. And they got a trampoline for Christmas and they absolutely loved it and had to show us all them jumping up and down on this trampoline. So that was lovely. I also saw my aunt and my mum just the other day actually. They came to the local shopping centre and we had coffee together, which was really nice. I didn't get a chance to see everyone I would have liked prior to Christmas, but that unfortunately happens with Christmas because everyone has their own commitments. Doesn't matter, I will definitely catch up with more people in the next little while. I've been doing way too much shopping, definitely. Buying gifts for people, you can't help but think, I think I want to buy this for myself. So I ended up buying. Can you hear the plane? Yeah, that's the disadvantage with filming outside. It's actually very quiet out here where I live. It's not extremely noisy. I'm not very close to major streets, so you don't hear a lot of traffic, which I love actually. It's nice and quiet and peaceful. That's what I find. But yes, I have been doing way too much shopping. I bought several plants for myself as a Christmas present to myself. Yeah, I may not celebrate Christmas, but I like buying presents for myself. My mum also gave me some money, so I bought a pot stand, which hasn't arrived yet, but I bought it for this new plant. We have really good sales on after Boxing Day in Australia, which is the 26th of December. So that was my reason for going and buying certain things. I bought myself a new monitor and a handheld little camera for taking footage. I'm quite excited to use it actually, but I just got it and I haven't really worked it out yet, but that is on the agenda. I'm hoping to use it to film my garden for you guys. But it's always fun getting new toys. Well, I love electronics and I love new toys and new gadgets because then I have to spend time working them out. What else? We've had a couple of horrible things happen in Australia. First, in relation to COVID, we've had a huge spike in numbers now that everyone is out of lockdown and people are travelling between states. So it's definitely spreading really fast. It seems like this new strain, Omicron, isn't as lethal as others, or perhaps it's the fact that we have such a high vaccination rate. I think I've already said that 12 years and over in Victoria anyway are over 92% now fully vaccinated. We have been urged to get our boosters and mine is due in a couple of weeks, so I will definitely be doing that. But that is unfortunate because you worry, you wonder how easy would it be for me to get it and then pass it on to, say, my mum, who I see a lot more of at this time of year. Not much you can do about that, right? We've been told that we have to learn to live with it, and I agree with that. Doesn't seem that there is much choice. We certainly can't go in lockdowns again and again and again. And the other really horrible thing that happened was a week before Christmas, 6 little children died from a jumping castle accident in Tasmania. They were all from this small little town. It was the last day of school. They were celebrating. They had games for them. They were playing in the jumping castle, which took off the ground, and six grade 6s all died. It was just such a horrific thing to happen prior to Christmas. So that definitely put a bit of a damper on Christmas. As far as I'm concerned, I'm always glad when Christmas is over. I love seeing my family, I love seeing the kids and spending time with them, but wow, I just hate all the lead up to Christmas. And as for 2022, I really do hope that it is a much better year for all of us, especially regarding COVID. I don't know, I guess we will find out what this year holds for us. Okay, so what have I been up to? I was in the mood to watch movies, so I have been watching animateds. I had never watched Frozen 2 or The Croods 2, so I always rewatch the first films and then the second, so I watched those. I did not love Frozen 2 all that much. It was okay. But then Frozen was never one of my favourite films anyway. The Cruise, again, very average films, I think, but entertaining nonetheless. I didn't like the second one as much. What a shock, right? I did watch Raya, The Last Dragon, and I loved that. That was just such a beautiful film. It was beautifully shot. The animation is just spectacular, and I really liked the story. I even got all teary. Yeah, reminded me of my dad. So close to Christmas, I guess that's not surprising. That's usually when I miss my brother and my dad the most. I also watched Fellowship of the Ring, the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I've started it. I haven't finished it because I have become obsessed with this word puzzle game. Wow, I cannot stop playing it. I've always loved word games, and Instagram, I blame Instagram for this, was always advertising this one app, so I downloaded it and started playing it. Wow, I'm obsessed. I can't stop playing it. I'm just loving it. I guess it's good. It kind of, makes you think about words you haven't thought about, and I like a bit of brain exercise every now and again. Yeah, I really have to stop playing it so much, but I'm enjoying it. I'll get bored with it eventually and then I'll stop, I guess. So unfortunately, that has interrupted my movie watching. I'm also going to be watching the Wheel of Time series. It was only a short season, 8 episodes, and the final one was just before Christmas, so now I can binge watch them. I've also been watching Vikings. I've been a bit ambivalent about the Vikings. I like it, but I don't love it. It's certainly not a favourite show. But it's good background noise when I'm playing this game on my phone or my tablet. Oh dear. I finally finished Killjoys too. Again, not a favourite. I always liked Dark Matter better than Killjoys, but Killjoys is more popular. What else have I been watching? Not much YouTube, that's for sure. Yeah, I think I'm just so over ads that I can't bear to watch even YouTube. I'm constantly skipping ads because I hate them so much. And I've noticed that, particularly in December, they were running ads on all these tiny little channels who aren't getting paid for that. And that just really put me off even more. It's a little hard for me to get over that. I don't know how I'm going to, but I'm going to have to eventually. I haven't been recording as much, that's true, but I have so many videos to go that honestly there just didn't seem any need for new videos. So I have been doing a bit of editing here and there, but I found that I just decided I didn't want to do anything, not edit, not film, not watch YouTube, just relax, and I'm actually really enjoying that. Usually I work on my videos almost every day. If I'm not editing, I'm thinking about it or I'm recording. But lately, I think I'm just being very lazy, which is nice. That's not something I usually do. I usually always have something going on, but I'm enjoying just not doing anything, just relaxing, catching up with people, catching up with friends, going out and about with my dog, whatever it is, and not always working on videos. I have been doing a lot of thinking as to whether I should continue with my channel because it doesn't really grow all that much. I've also been wondering whether I need to change the content that I'm creating. And ultimately, I think I've decided that I'm still loving making videos. I love the editing. I even like the recording now, surprisingly, but I do. And I love talking to you guys. I love seeing your responses to videos I've brought out. So at this point, it looks like I'm going to continue. But I have made a decision that I won't be committing to bringing any particular kind of video out every month. I don't even know how many videos I'll be bringing out a month. It really depends what I have got to say and whether I get the videos edited and up in time. It could be 4 videos a month, it could be 6, it could be 8. I really don't know. I think though it is better not to have a strict schedule as such. Not that I really did, but I always felt I have to bring out a movie of the month video, I have to bring out one plant video a month, and I don't want to commit to any of that anymore. Now I just want to bring out whatever I want. And hopefully things that you guys want to watch as well. I'd like to see my channel continue to grow, even though the growth has been very slow. And if it continues to grow, then I think I will continue to make videos. If it doesn't grow, then I might rethink about whether I should be doing this anymore. I guess I'm just not committing to anything at the moment. I'm just leaving everything up in the air. I'm not used to that. I'm used to kind of planning things. I don't generally plan things so strictly that I can't deviate from that, but I like to have an idea as to what I'm going to do. Even though I don't script my videos, I always know roughly what I'm going to talk about. And I kind of just run with that. And I think that's what I might be doing with my channel as well. Ultimately, what I'm saying is that I don't think you'll be able to predict precisely what I'm going to bring out, because I don't even know what I'm going to bring out. And hopefully you do enjoy the content I bring out. Okay, so what else have I been doing? Oh, reading. Yes, I have been doing a lot of reading, of course. Not as much this last month because it's been a little bit busier with other things. I finished the Miss Marple Agatha Christie books, and I decided, okay, I need to take a break before I start the Poirot ones, because then I know I won't stop, and there's over 40 of them. And I went back to the Deathgate Cycle by Margaret Weis and Tracy Hickman. This was always one of my favourite series, and it was really interesting rereading it now, so many years later, probably at least 15 years since the last time I read it. I loved it, but not as much as I used to love it. Maybe, however, I should blame The Wheel of Time by Jordan and The Dresden Files by Jim Butcher for that. The truth is that they are such exceptional series that everything else just can't measure up. Yeah, seriously. It's not that it isn't a great series. It is a wonderful series and very different to other things. It is, though, dated, I guess. I got interrupted. I also read A Christmas Carol, which I've never read. See, A Christmas Carol, and not just that, a lot of classic literature. I've seen so many films about them that I know the stories inside out, and I am definitely not a person who likes reading a book after I've seen the film or TV show. If I know the story really well, I don't enjoy then reading the books, which is a shame. But it means then that if I want to watch something and I know it's based on a book that I find interesting, I will always read the book before I watch. And I definitely want to do that with a few things. I have Good Omens, and I know that there is a TV show. I'm not going to watch that. I have to read the book before I watch it, because I know then I won't read the book. I've never read any Dickens, I don't think. So this was my first one, and I thought it was appropriate to read it since we were coming up to Christmas. I will definitely be reading more Dickens, because I know that he has some great stories, and I don't know all of them. I also read Around the World in 80 Days by Jules Verne. I was in the mood for classics, and I do love that story, and I enjoyed that, but I found that a lot of the descriptions that Verne included about distances and A to B, it got a little tiresome after a while, and it detracted from the actual enjoyment of the book. The characters, though, yeah, some of them are just so cool. I really enjoyed them. And I do intend to read more Verne, because I've never read him either. And even though I have seen films based on his books, I do want to read at least some, see if I can get into them or not. Oh, I started another Witcher book. Is that Seasons? Season of Storms, I think. They're not actually in the order that they were published, and I'm not sure if I've done the right thing, but I was looking online as to the kind of reading order I should follow, and it seems like that's what I should read next. So I'm halfway through that, and I'm enjoying it actually a lot more than the short stories. Oh, I also read Sorcery by Terry Pratchett. I was going to read the next book, but I had a bit of a disaster with power outages and I just wasn't in the mood, and that's when I picked up the Witcher book, and now I'm in the mood for Witcher, but I want to read a few more Pratchett books, maybe this month. I guess we'll see. I liked Sorcery. It was enjoyable, but not my favourite, no. It was a little darker in tone than I would have liked actually, and I was more in the mood for something light-hearted. Regardless, like all of them, they're very well written, and I will continue reading more of the Discworld books. I'd like to at least read 20 altogether by the end of the year. Maybe that's too much. I guess we'll see, right? And now I'm going to talk about my plants. Well, I found spider mites on 2 plants within days of each other. One was a peperomia. I have never found spider mites on a peperomia, but I guess there's always a first, right? It was the peperomia angulata. Actually, before I treated it, I cut off quite a few stem cuttings, not to use but to throw away. I just didn't want to try to get the spider mites off everything because they're tiny little leaves. I like to wipe down the leaves with a moist rag and then spray them with the white oil solution that I have. That works very well for me. But it has recovered, so that is great. And the other one I found mites on is the Calathea illustris, or it might be Japertia illustris. Yeah, that one was looking sad and I couldn't understand why. And I didn't notice that it had mites. But after checking it, it was definitely attacked by mites, and I've cut off most leaves. I think it's only got 2 left. But there aren't any more spider mites, so hopefully it might recover. I'm not sure. It's not one of my favourites, but it is really sad that it's lost so many leaves. I think I told you last time that one of my syngoniums had been attacked by spider mites, which I've treated. That one has recovered and it's just starting to put on some growth, so I'm ecstatic. So that's the bad, and now for the good. What is the good? I'm not going to show you all the plants I bought, but I have to show you one because she is beautiful. And I don't know if it happens to you, but I put this plant in a spot where I've never put a plant before, and I realised, why haven't I? It just looks perfect there. So I have to show you my new Kentia palm. I've been wanting one for a while. They're native to Australia and they grow well indoors apparently, even in low light. Mine will probably be getting medium light, I think, but for now that's where it's going to stay. It will grow, but it will take some time because it is a slow grower, but it's lovely. I will show you one plant which is doing really well, which is my copper spoons. Yes, it's doing brilliantly. It was living outdoors, but I've moved some plants around because I always do that, and I needed something for my windowsill. So far, so good. It seems to be enjoying that spot, but it has grown so much since I bought it. Seriously, it's just going crazy. And my Crimson Princess actually outgrew the pot she was in, so I had to repot her and put her in something bigger. She has grown so much that I don't know when she's going to stop actually. And last, I wanted to talk about how my garden's doing. There are quite a few pots out here that I put together in spring with seedlings or small little plants that are just going crazy right now. And I have to show you some, particularly my pot with my dahlias. That is just looking superb. And I did buy a new plant for outdoors, a begonia. Sometimes it's hit and miss with begonias, but this basket is just doing so well that I have to show you how she looks. Well, that is all I got up to in December. Let me know what you got up to. How was your Christmas? Or if not Christmas, how were your holidays? I hope you had some holidays anyway, or some time off to relax and not do much. Did you overeat? Because God, isn't that always the case with Christmas? We always overeat. But, I think we're entitled once, right? Or maybe several times, but yeah, I think we're entitled to spoil ourselves when we're on holidays. I definitely feel that. Anyway, thank you also very much for hanging out with me. I really do appreciate that you take the time to watch my videos. And as usual, you can like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope you all have a beautiful day and I'll see you next time. Bye. What else did I get up to? What did I get up to?